Hello boys and girls out there in the interweb. This is Kelly from Nice Lady Productions. Today we're looking at customizing a Swiss cage with the Scorpion shoulder mount. So let's check this bad boy out. The Zacuto shoulder mount is a shoulder mount with padding that has a front locking mechanism that you can move around so that it's completely customizable to the shape of your shoulder, and it has two mounting holes for rods in the front, as well as the ability to move those rods up and down so that whatever you attach to the front of it can be up lower or higher. On the side you have a knob where you can loosen it, and you have a top handle for getting it on and off your shoulder, or maybe even doing some low mode shots depending on what you have connected to the front. In the back you have two 15mm rod holes where you can mount weights. So this is two 3.5 pound weights. These weights are amazing, by the way. Just want to do a shout out to Zacuto on these weights. Beautiful build. These weights have a locking mechanism inside, so they're not falling off the back there. Now you want to put the amount of weight on the back, of course, to match the amount on the front. Now the purpose of having a rig that's actually on your shoulder is it allows you to shoot for a longer period of time comfortably. Let's see what happens here when we hook up a Zacuto Swiss cage to the front of the Zacuto shoulder mount. Holy crap, does this not look like a match made in heaven? We're looking at 7 pounds in the back. There's 2.5 in the front for the cage itself. You add about 2 for your camera, and then whatever else you have mounted to the cage. So you're probably looking at about 12 pounds here. But the shoulder padding is so comfortable. The only complaint I really have is these two screws on the front of the shoulder pad. They were digging into me a bit. I would love to see if they came up with a way to be able to kind of wrap some fabric around them, maybe something removable. So what you have here is you have the shoulder mount, you have the cage. So now you're probably thinking, where am I going to put my EVF? How am I going to get this really in line like an ENG style shooting rig? So let's mount an EVF here to the front, and now it would be exactly in line with your eye. So the whole point of adding the Swiss cage to the front is you now not only have the DSLR base plate where you could add your camera, but you have a place to mount everything you would need when you have a rig like this on your shoulder. You can have a room for lights and monitors and an EVF and on and on and on. The Zacuto Swiss plate is really just a massive cheese plate. The Zacuto Swiss plate that's on the top can go up and down so that you can put different size cameras height-wise in there, but you can also just take it off. And once you take it off, you see that you have some rods hanging off to the side, but really what you have here is the DSLR base plate, just the base plate. Now the cool thing with this is, look, I've gone from something that was like a pretty substantial shoulder rig with the big cage around it to something totally stripped down, right? I have the ability here to add a follow focus if I want, because it has rod holes in the front. I could add another rod to the right or the left, so I could add a handle or anything I wanted, because right now if I just left it like this, I wouldn't have anything really to hang on. The weights in the back would keep the shoulder pad on me, but I wouldn't have anything to have it hang on. So why don't we start customizing this and see what we can make. If I add the handle, the right handle, or your lefty, add the left handle back and just use the Allen wrench to screw that in, all of a sudden I have a handle for sturdiness to hold the rig up, and of course, because it has a rod on the top, I can mount something to the top of it, like my Zoom H4n. On the left, how about we add a EVF, so of course it'll be in line with me. Now I'm using his American arm here to hook up the EVF, but look at this beauty. I have to tell you, this was the most comfortable setup I created with the Scorpion shoulder mount and basically a pared down Swiss cage. I mean, look at me here. Completely comfortable, full ability to still get to my camera settings, and I really, really love that side handle. Was really nice. Now we can do it another way. If we add a bottom handle from a striker kit, I've got this really cool rig with a handle that's going to give me stability from a lower angle. Just to show what kind of stability I can get, let's get our model in here. And look how stable a shot I can get just standing there. So you have a sturdy shoulder mount set up with the Scorpion shoulder mount. It really doesn't matter what you mount to the front of it. As you can see, if you get a Swiss cage, or you get a DSLR base plate and you add a handle, or you get its American arm, figure out what will make you the most comfortable in your shooting situation and what you need to have mounted to your camera, and put a kit together. You have a lot of possibilities with the Zacuto Scorpion shoulder mount and the Swiss cage. So that's it from me. Take care.